Roman Reigns reportedly not facing six-time world champion at WrestleMania 42. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer. Have a nice day. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you. Roman Reigns' path to WrestleMania 42 just took a surprising turn. WWE hasn't said it outright, but their latest booking choices make one thing clear. Reigns will not be facing a six-time world champion this year. That effectively rules out Seth Rollins, whose name had been circulating for months as a possible opponent for the Tribal Chief. The clue came during the latest Raw episode, where Braun Breaker blindsided Seth Rollins in a fierce attack. Add Paul Heyman and Bronson Reed to that mix, and the picture becomes clearer. Rollins is being written out of Reigns' storyline. The move follows reports of Rollins dealing with lingering injuries that could keep him from taking on a major WrestleMania role. His removal from key segments and shifting storylines signals that WWE is pivoting away from what once looked like a guaranteed main event feud. Creative changes like this don't happen by accident. According to several backstage sources, including reports from Wrestling Observer and WrestleTalk, Rollins was tentatively booked to face Reigns months ago. But with the direction of Raw evolving and Rollins possibly sidelined, WWE seems to be recalibrating its top stories. Instead of teasing Rollins-Reigns tension, the company is now building fresh rivalries that better fit the momentum heading into WrestleMania season. WWE is closing one chapter while opening another. Rollins, who has 6 world titles to his name, would have brought deep history and credibility to the match. But with his current storyline changes and injury concerns, he's no longer positioned to headline against Reigns. It's a strategic shift disguised as a plot twist, one WWE pulled off without a single announcement. Io Sky has opened up about a hectic turning point in her career, one that happened right before her main roster debut. In a recent interview on Insight with Chris Van Vliet, she revealed that Triple H asked her to change her ring name just days before SummerSlam 2022. At the time, she was still competing as Io Shirai, a name fans knew from her NXT run. Then, out of nowhere, came the call, "Please come up with a new ring name." The deadline? Less than a week away. She said she barely had time to think, describing the moment as pure panic. It wasn't a small change either. It meant reshaping her entire wrestling identity on the fly. She explained the story behind both versions of her name. Shirai translates roughly to Purple Thunder in Japanese Poetic, but a little distant for global audiences. She wanted something fans everywhere could picture and remember instantly. That's where Sky came in. The word felt simple, powerful, and limitless. Keeping Io as a nod to her roots, she created IYO Sky, a name that symbolized freedom and evolution. She also admitted that her first few months on the main roster came with new challenges, especially speaking English during live promos. Even simple lines made her nervous, but she kept working at it. She laughed, saying she still practices out loud before every show. Looking back, that forced deadline turned out to be a blessing. The quick decision that once felt chaotic became the name of a WWE champion and a fan favorite. IYO Sky turned pressure into power and built a global brand from what started as a rushed phone call. Matt Cardona, better known to longtime WWE fans as Zack Ryder, is finally stepping back into a WWE ring after 5 years. His big return happens tonight on NXT, where he'll face Josh Briggs, a moment that's got fans buzzing for good reason. Cardona didn't just show up quietly. He took to social media to share a short but meaningful message. "It's been over 5 years since I've wrestled in a WWE ring." Simple, sincere, and direct, just like the man himself. This comeback isn't about nostalgia. It's about proving growth. Cardona left WWE in 2020 after a brief stint that ended with a loss to Bobby Lashley. Since then, he's completely rebuilt himself on the independent scene, winning titles and reinventing his persona. Now he's returning to WWE, not as the underdog fans once cheered for, but as a seasoned, self-made performer with something to prove. He's not promising a title run or redemption arc. His message is quiet confidence, the kind that comes from experience and hard work. That authenticity stands out in a world full of scripted hype. It's not about a storyline, It's about a man who has learned, evolved, and is ready to test himself again on the biggest stage. Chelsea Green, Cardona's wife and fellow WWE star, has been one of his loudest supporters through this return. Her presence, even from afar, adds another emotional layer. Two careers that have intertwined across companies and now circle back to where it all began. The real question tonight isn't whether he wins or loses, it's whether fans will embrace this version of Cardona, the confident veteran instead of the comic relief from years past. One match won't define that, but it might set the tone for everything that follows. Paul Heyman has finally spoken out after Seth Rollins' shocking betrayal on Raw, and he's done it in a way only he can. In his first message since the split, the legendary manager called himself the King of New York and everywhere else. That single line was enough to shake the WWE fanbase and signal that he's once again redefining his legacy. It's classic Heyman timing. After standing in Rollins' corner for months as the Vision dominated Raw, his silence after the fallout spoke volumes. But now, that silence has ended. On Monday morning, he resurfaced online with a cryptic new persona that feels like both revenge and rebirth. For years, Heyman called himself the Oracle, the mastermind behind chaos. But King hits differently. It's not about guiding others anymore. It's about ruling. The scene that unfolded on Raw, where Braun Breaker attacked Rollins before Bronson Reed finished the confrontation, made one thing clear. Heyman orchestrated it. And when he raised their hands afterward, fans realized they were watching a power shift in real time. Heyman's new title isn't just bravado, it's a warning shot. The man who once built empires for others now seems ready to crown himself. Rumors are already circulating that he could align with Breaker and Reed to form a new faction under his leadership. It's the kind of long-term strategy Heyman is known for, always one step ahead, always unpredictable. Seth Rollins, meanwhile, has remained silent since the betrayal, but insiders say he's not finished yet. If history is any guide, the conflict between Heyman and Rollins won't end with one attack. It's only just beginning. Roman Reigns kicked off WWE Crown Jewel in Australia with an intense Australian street fight against Bronson Reed. Both men pushed each other to their limits, and the interferences from Braun Breaker and the USOs made the contest even more dramatic, generating headlines around the world. In the final moments of the match, Jey USO accidentally speared the OTC, allowing Reed to secure the victory. While fans expected Reigns to continue appearing until Survivor Series, things have not gone as planned. The OTC missed this week's episode of The Red Brand, leaving fans wondering about the reason for his absence following Crown Jewel. Let's look at a few possible reasons why Roman Reigns is taking time off TV once again. The OTC has been on a part-time schedule for years now, and his character has evolved to reflect that. Roman Reigns is portrayed as one of the all-time greats who doesn't need to compete every week, which is why the OTC enjoys time off TV throughout the year and returns for major events. While Reigns is set to appear at Survivor Series War Games, WWE may have decided to give him a short break after Crown Jewel to enhance his character and emphasize his selective schedule. WWE. Crown Jewel concluded with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes battling in a major singles match to determine the new Crown Jewel champion. The Visionary and the American Nightmare delivered a hard-fought contest, though Rollins sustained an injury during the match, prompting several storyline adjustments. Seth Rollins was rumored to be part of the War Games match against Roman Reigns, and possibly face him in a singles match at WrestleMania. But his injury might have altered those plans. This could explain why WWE kept Reigns off TV on Monday to reassess the storyline direction before bringing him back in a strong, well-developed angle. Survivor Series. War Games will take place in San Diego on November 29th, giving WWE plenty of time to build compelling storylines and matches. With Reigns' next advertised appearance more than a month away, the company might have chosen to give the OTC a short rest period. Before Survivor Series, WWE will host an edition of Saturday night's main event, and Reigns is not currently listed to appear. WWE could reintroduce him after that event, allowing for a smooth build-up toward Survivor Series. Time will tell what the company has planned next for the OTC. WWE WrestleMania 42 is approaching fast, and the OTC Roman Reigns might make history with another main event at the grandest stage of them all. Reigns is rumored to face his longtime rival and former Shield brother, Seth Rollins, in one of the biggest singles matches of the year. Fans have been eager to witness the long-awaited clash between the Tribal Chief and the Visionary. However, following WWE Crown Jewel this week in Australia, Seth Rollins has reportedly suffered a shoulder injury, and reports suggest that the star might undergo surgery soon. This has raised doubts about Rollins' status for the Showcase of the Immortals. With Rollins possibly set to miss the show, let's look at a few alternatives for Reigns at WrestleMania 42. WWE has not yet featured the much-anticipated storyline between Braun Breaker and Roman Reigns. Both men have come face-to-face multiple times during the recent storyline involving Reigns and the Vision, but Breaker has usually ended up facing Bronson Reed. WWE seems to be saving Breaker versus Reigns for a bigger show, and what better place than WrestleMania itself? A potential showdown between the two could serve as a symbolic passing of the torch moment that would make headlines worldwide. The potential involvement of the World Heavyweight Championship could make the feud even more exciting. The rivalry between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns remains one of the most captivating storylines in recent memory. After main eventing 2 consecutive WrestleManias against each other with the undisputed WWE Championship on the line, a third encounter between them could once again headline WrestleMania 42. Given their history, a rematch could be easily justified and might once again steal the spotlight. A singles feud between CM Punk and Roman Reigns has also been long overdue. Both men competed at WrestleMania 41 in a triple threat match, where Paul Heyman shockingly sided with Seth Rollins. However, a one-on-one match between Punk and Reigns is still pending, and WrestleMania would be the perfect stage to deliver on that anticipation. If Rollins cannot compete, Punk could be the ideal opponent for Reigns. Jey Uso's story with Roman Reigns remains one of WWE's most emotionally powerful sagas. From loyal ally to determined rival, Jey's evolution has captured fan attention around the world. WWE has already started teasing a continuation of their story after the recent dramatic moment between them at Crown